He hit his first home run last weekend. Well, that's what his dad told me after we made just one key change to his swing. He was swinging with all arms before, trying hard, hitting ground balls, but the ball just wouldn't fly. But once we fixed this, he added 70 feet of distance and finally hit his first bomb. Congratulations, Jace, on hitting your first home run ever. How was that?
Exciting. It was a little bit also motivating.
I definitely agree with that. Since he's hit it, he hasn't wanted to stop hitting. Like now he's super driven to just keep going and going and going and hitting it harder and further and getting more of them.
Hi, I'm former MLB player Jermaine Curtis and founder of the 100X Power Program, and I help players unlock real power by fixing the hidden flaws in their swing. Now, let me show you exactly what we did to help this young hitter unlock his first home run. Now, before we get started, if you've been struggling with your power, I'm offering a free power hitting assessment call to find out what's holding you back and what to fix. Click the link below in the description. It's free and it could be a game changer. In 8 weeks, we managed to add 70 feet of distance to this player's hits, and that was one of the major key reasons on why he was able to hit his first home run. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through one of the major key factors that would allow him to drive the baseball, because it's something a lot of players do. Now, flip back to him. One of the problems he was having was he couldn't drive the baseball. He couldn't elevate the baseball. And his dad knew that he had more power in the tank. You see, he would hit baseballs hard, but it would be low liners and it would be ground balls. And he would see other players hitting doubles and hitting extra base hits and hitting their first home runs. And he would feel frustrated about that. So they joined my program and we fixed a few things. And one of the key things we fixed is what I'm going to share with you in this video. We're going to talk about the swing and we're going to talk about practicing a little bit different. So this player is in New York, and at the time of joining the program, it was snowing, so he couldn't get outside. And if you've been following me, I'm big on going outside and learning how to elevate the baseball the right way. But he couldn't do it because it was snowing, 6 to 8 feet of snow, so they couldn't get out there. But we changed a few things in how he practiced, and I'm going to talk about that first. Now, the first thing you'll notice here is that the exit velocity, or the radar gun, is about the same height as the tee. And when he would hit the baseball, he would basically hit it directly into the radar gun. And that's essentially what you want to do to increase those numbers. But before they even met me, this is what they would do all the time. This is how he would hit off the tee. He would hit low liners into the net. And so when he would get out to the field, he couldn't elevate the baseball. He struggled to do that. So we changed that up. You can see now his dad is holding the radar gun up, and he's now trying to elevate it and hit it as hard in the air as he possibly can. So that was a huge shift on how he practiced. Instead of just hitting low liners and basically teaching the swing to hit hard ground balls and low liners, he's now elevating the ball in the air, and that's the reason why he's able to hit those doubles and hit his first home run. So that's the first key that I wanted to mention before we go into the swing. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the swing, and I focus on the catch swing framework. Now, back when I went to UCLA, I met Barry Bonds, and Barry Bonds shifted the way I thought about baseball. He did some drills with me that really unlocked a few things that I was struggling with at the time, and allowed me to start hitting more line drives and backspin balls. And he just got my direction much better in my swing. And so I took what he told me, and over the years, I created my own little framework, and this is it. Now, the first part of the framework is charge up, and that's the C right here. Now, you'll see on the left-hand side, he does a good little job of that, of charging up. He does a little wing flap right here, right? And you see that knob starts pointing to the catcher. So he had a solid foundation, but you'll see here the intent is a little bit much different. Okay, you can see how he starts to really wing flap that back side, that back elbow, and then that knob points to the catcher, and you can see his torso, right, is starting to basically curl up into a ball. And basically what that is just storing energy, right? And that allows us to use that energy into the baseball. Okay, so that is what we're doing with the C part. The A is aligning the knob. Now you'll see here as he starts to turn, you can see how his body and his hands are getting away from him, right? You see how his body's starting to turn and he's starting to create an arm bar action right here. But you'll see here, he starts to swing. And you can see how he starts to pull his hands tight to his body, a little bit tighter to his body, right? Right in here, tighter in his body. And that allows him to get that snap through it, which I'm going to talk about the next step, which is the T. So here, the T is we're training the top hand to go to the baseball. So you'll see here, he starts to continue to it. And you can see how he takes that top hand to it, which is good. But you'll see over here, let me turn this back a little bit. You'll see here, he really snaps that top hand through. And on the angle that we want to elevate it, right? It's taking that top hand, right hand to it. And then the next one is the C, which is we're continuing through it. So you'll see here, he's pushing through it, okay? And he gets that length through it. And then you'll see here, he does the same thing, getting that C right through it. But the last one is the H. You can see here, as he starts to swing, he turns and he rolls that wrist early. Now you can see here, you see how he finishes high over that shoulder as we're trying to elevate it. So that's basically the framework in a nutshell. C, we're trying to charge up. A, align the knob. T, take the top end to it. C, continue through the baseball. And then H, we're having a high finish. And that right there has allowed him to start driving the baseball more in the air. And also how he's practicing. He's not just practicing to hit it low and hit low liners and grounders. He's practicing to elevate the baseball, hitting it harder and farther. And that right there is the difference that allowed him to take advantage of the harder he's hitting the ball and add 70 feet to his distance. And if you want results like this, I'll put a link below. You can schedule a time with me and my team, and we'll look over your swing and see what's hindering you from unlocking real power at the plate, so you can start hitting the ball with more confidence and start standing out. With that being said, if you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.